Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Xuan Yuan 7, possibly Sword. Or this is Xuan Yuan possibly Sword 7. On the Mysterious JG, we got something new in our inventory, which is why I got confused about the word inventory late in the last video. Oh, Recipe Soul of Greed is new. 10% coin gain when killing enemies. Wuju Great Shell. That actually might be worth getting. Except we don't have a great shell, so never mind. I was really carefully... Ooh, there is story. I was going to say I was carefully min-maxing all our items a long time ago, but it's been too easy recently for that to be worth it. Hey, talking parrot. What's up? Are we that honored, really? I guess that's a figure of speech over there. Yeah, I mean, in ancient China, you know, there. What do you mean you don't get many visitors? You're like a very short walk away from the largest city in the world, as far as we know. Well, it's a larger city. Looking for the lady in the green dress. And something, 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 something. Oh. I do not remember the words of the red dress. Just the melody. Deafening noises, huh? Well, then her husband... Sorry, I got a joke that I will get into in a minute. Hurried away the village. Well, maybe somebody else should have learned how to repair things at some point. I guess he just wanted to be indispensable to the village. So he didn't want to teach anyone how to take care of themselves. He'd rather, like, they always need him. So joke courtesy, sorry, hold on. Sorry about that. Joke courtesy of Jim Cornette's podcast, which I listen to sometimes. It's a wrestling podcast. I spend more time listening to that than I do probably watching wrestling these days. But he made a joke, which I'm sure is not his originally. It's just an old folksy southern type of joke that I was reminded of by the guy talking about loud noises of the night. This is totally immature, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway, which was like, oh yeah, my neighbor, I used to have a neighbor, oh god, it's so loud with the sex noises, just perverted screaming and yelling and just carrying on, hooting and hollering, so loud when she had sex. Luckily, her husband came home around 11 o'clock, and that's when it usually stopped. Boom, boom. All right. So, the main plot and the side plot are both ahead in the same direction. That's nice. So this microscopic little village is in fact a village, and now we're going to leave the village, and our quest will be in this direction. We're getting pretty close to a new teleport zone here, although we had one right here. They're not really all that far apart anymore, are they? We got 3 locally. 1, 2, 3, and then we got a long way to get to these. But, no, we're kind of closing in on the end of the game. It doesn't feel like we're closing in on the end of the game. Oh, Xu Peng is talking. All imposters of a mistress! You must be joking about multiple imposters of your mistress. Like, this is a very weird story element here. Oh, here's a side quest that we could learn about. The game was like halfway through before it gave us any side quests, and suddenly they're everyone. Hey, it's the exact same old woman from before! Please go find this tiger. This is not a trap, by the way.
10里外都听得见。听说它还会吐火呢。
And shoots lightning bolts out of its arse. Edward Longshanks hasn't got a chance. You go rescue Robert the Bruce. Braveheart. You may take away our lives, but you'll never take away our freedom to say weird anti-Semitic things when drunk. Mel Gibson. There's a kind of a self-destruct. Have a certain amount of sympathy for anybody who's... Well, I mean, it's probably easy for me to say because I'm not Jewish, but... Like, there's something going on in his head. It doesn't seem like his head would have been a very nice place to live, you know? Whether he is at fault or if it's things that happened to him. I had a, like, you know, he's one of those guys, you sort of, as a member of the public, watch him melt down and you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Be like, if like terrible things happen to, like, you know, somebody who's made a living taking advantage of the worst impulses of others and they're a celebrity, you don't mind. But this guy was an actor, he was in some fun and movies over the years, and then it turns out he had some weird shit going on in his head and is like, you know, I don't know, why am I talking about Mel Gibson? Let's move on in this story. I guess what I'm getting at, so that I can let the thought go, is that there was a guy who was into weird conspiracy theory, like frickin', you know, the Jews are an evil force which throughout time has worked to destroy us all. But he's not somebody who became famous by monetizing that. There's other folks out there who are into, like, I do not like them because the only reason I know of them is because they have fed on people's darkest impulses. Here's a guy who was a talented performer in some fun and entertaining things, and then you found out he had some weird shit going on in his head. But that's not why you knew who he was. Which makes it possible to have some sympathy for him when the darkness in his own mind starts to cause him trouble. What is going on up here? Got off on this side path right before the mains, right before, like, so we can drop back down there, and that's fine, but what is the side path for? Is this actually a later section of main path that I don't want to start exploring because it'll take me way off to the, or is it just going to have a treasure chest or two, which is what usually they're about. Black flame crystal, 1,000 Xuan, or before many. I need to keep my eyes peeled for this shell, whatever the hell it is, because that's going to allow me to make the thing that would make grinding for money slightly more profitable, although it's been a long time since I felt compelled to grind for money off-screen in this game. It's been a long time since I felt compelled to actually make sure our equipment is current. That is normally an instinct I cannot suppress, but we've had so many bits of dialogue and side quests with almost no combat between gameplay sections where it would feel like having... This is black flame residue. I don't even know where he is. Yeah, dude. Whatever else is going on with Ji Peng, at least he's loyal to her, this mistress of his. Alright, so more Monstar Wolves. have it get sucked up, please? Thank you.
有战斗的痕迹，或许是被妖魔缠上了。
Oh, apparently the fight's not over yet. I thought it was over. Alright, well, I didn't see what that last bit of dialogue was. But those giant red guys who were a boss earlier in the story, they don't seem to be enemies that I can just get to respawn wherever. They always seem to be part of the story. So I do want to make sure I suck up their souls, because that means improved loot drops. I don't know what's going on over here. It just looks like a little empty corner. It continues to look like a little empty corner. Ah, crap! Figured this was the end of the world, so I allowed myself to hop off. Well, there's gotta be a way back up, or else I soft-locked the game. And whatever knocks I have on the game design, they're professional in terms of it doesn't appear to be a game where you can get soft-locked. Okay. Here's the guy that they said...
带着香包的绿林军。
Oh, and that's not the same guy.
这就是金尔达夫了。
Oh, never mind, it is the same guy. Because there was a guy from the village who repaired stuff.
是啊，汉军
Oh,
早
never mind.
归，汉军早归西了。
又是绿林贼党，一起归西吧！
Oh, I thought the guy's name was Li Jun. That's the name of the force. That's right. Okay, now the problem is I've gotten the side quest wrong, confused with the main quest. In the main quest, I think we found the lady in green, who is the mistress of Juyin, or whatever his name is, the parrot guy, Polly. We found evidence of her presence. There was some kind of attack, something crazy's going on with black flame residue and blah blah, and a friendly guy in the local village who used to help people repair their broken shit is gone, and we're kind of vaguely searching for them, and I thought maybe they had died. But this is the side quest, so is that the same thing? What's the side quest about? Come back soon. It was the Liu Jin who killed Jing's father, not the monsters. Defeat them and avenge Jing's father. Okay, so this one we've had to open for a while. And I don't remember the initial dialogue where we got this quest. But, yeah, this is just somebody who went missing, and we thought it was monsters. The main quest that we're supposed to be doing right now would be Where Fissures Guide. Residues of black flame have been found. Keep following the trail. So it's the side quest that we should be on, and that's where these jerks have been. They murdered somebody. We're not really sure why, other than they said they claim he was a rebel. I'm taking a lot of damage, and part of it's because I was trying to use fancy techniques there. I thought, at like my martial arts and stuff, I should be able to bust out. It's just I got like 50-something healing potions. Let's use one.
走吧。
So we did enough there. I just okay, I have martial arts for bear, but not for this, which is probably why I have it equipped, because I'm leveling it up. We go to Elysium. No, it's not Elysium. Where is it then? Talent? Yeah. So I've got Tiger Stance equipped because it's the only one of the 4 stances that isn't fully mastered. Except you got these ones here with the escorts. Okay, that's why I'm using Tiger Stance in order to level up, which is why I couldn't use a special martial art technique. Satchel is still intact. We got to take it back to dude. Yi was a clockwork river dam, and we were told it was made by this Mr. Do person for the townsfolk beyond the river dam. We found toys that look like a clockwork machine in the hands of village children. Mr. Do could very well be the most who managed to escape from the Shangmo school slaughter. Okay. And Tianti Forest. While there remain spirits in the mountains forest, and blah 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 blah. Bringing you fortune, accidentally trespass, blah blah blah. Offering a fruit. Brother told me this. It was bullshit. We should not have. Yeah, I sensed flavor text I didn't care about. So I mean, if you feel like pausing and reading this, you can. But it's whatever their superstitions about the forest are. Brother told them to her. A red statue with the words "Hope you come back soon" and "Soul of Hurling." Oh God. I guess it was BB, not Bronco, but I hurled for the first time in many, many years a couple of weeks ago after visiting the family. The parents and my niece and my sister and brother-in-law popped in. But it was Bobo and Bean, but not really Bobo or Bean. It was Bronco or I think BB are probably the ones who got me sick. But yeah, I got a stomach bug. Almost everybody in the family had it. It was like a 24-hour bug, but I hurled for the first time in many years. And sadly, I did it like I was in bed and I woke up and didn't get anywhere in time, so I now have a permanent reminder because I can't get the stain out of the carpet. So I thought you'd want to know. When Clockwork Owl hits an enemy, chance to inflict bleeding for 15 seconds. I mean, it's been a while since we've... Soul of Fortification. Oh, fuck you, game! I didn't know you'd let me do that. I was a little surprised I didn't already have that soul, but okay. The ones that have a little baggy next. Well, what did I waste? I wasted a soul of Wolf Drake, which are fairly rare. Do I need them for any of these other things? Because unless I do, I guess I probably don't care. Reduce bleeding damage from enemy. Soul of Starve. When using Escort Taiwu, crit damage increased by 10%. Poison damage reduced. I think I've just gone back to not caring anymore. You did it, game. You broke my interest. Although finding ones that are for your side characters is kind of rare and sort of interesting. Or ones that are specifically only for them. I need to kill another Scorch Tag in order to have 3 of the poison reduction ones. Okay. What has she actually got equipped right now before I go too much farther? For Harness Soul, she doesn't have anything in this slot, so we could do Soul of Hurling. Okay, so she had nothing equipped there. Which means you also have a slot that is not being used, because at some point these were unlocked, and I didn't realize they were unlocked. Well, in that case, let's make... So purity, increase all health recovery effects. Increase stun resistance. Soul of the Bogart. It's the Bogart. It's the Bogart. Fascinating enemy with a wicked shot. Whatever. Damn it, I didn't want to do that. Let's do the bleeding one. Because we got plenty of the ingredients. It's gonna make me do it again. You mean I can only have one? It can be used on 3 different characters. What a jerk game. That's a jerk move game. Because there's different characters that we can use it on. So I should be able to use it on whoever, you know? Roughhide, hardened leather. Soul of purity. Soul of sturdiness. Yeah, that was definitely a jerk move. I would think I would be allowed to get more of that because of the fact that, well, whatever, increased stun resistance by 30% for all teammates. This one I gave her increased attack by 15. I might as well give her it's bleeding, burning damage. Whatever, this one unlocks in 30 levels. 30 levels from now, or when we hit level 30, I wonder. I imagine they mean when we hit level 30, which means we're very close. Okay, that felt like a huge waste of time, by the way. But let's go back to... side story. We're backtracking quite a bit for this one, I think. Because, oh, never mind, I'm facing the wrong way. Main story is ahead, but, it is just possible that actually... Well, you know what, where these teleport things are placed, we wouldn't really save that much. I was thinking, oh, let's just advance to the next teleporter and then teleport back. Wouldn't really help us too much. So we'll just kind of meander back. Yep. Meander back. Sorry. A little inventory management. Made some new souls. Wasted some ingredients on recipes where we already had one and could only ever use one, but I was asleep at the wheel and made a new one. Wasted some ingredients for things where we could only have one, but I thought you could get more than one because more than one character could use them. But the game was like, nah. Here's some pine wood for you. So we must have already played you at chess, right? Oh no, you're a merchant. Let's talk to you real quick. What's everyone talk about these days? What's up? Oh, never mind, this is a side quest.
好多人都被抓去当了官奴，还上了铐，游街示众。不是些什么聚众滋事或私铸钱币的事儿，还通通连坐。
Well, I mean,
幸好咱们
you
这儿
could you
算是
could
天
get
高皇帝远，
worse
还没什么
punishment
事
for
情。
counterfeit money, unfortunately. You could be murdered by a cop for that, so I'm not saying it's cool. Well, I guess, and he's not a merchant after all. It's a big fat lie. But that would be the gossip quest. I think we, without having it marked, we're advancing the gossip quest there, possibly. No, Wang Mang was, I don't know that he was known as a particularly nice guy. Yeah, but people did protest against this rule, and they were treated about as you might expect protesters in ancient China protesting against somebody who usurped the empire would treat them. How far back are we going here? Well, the guy who wanted rumors was in this village, so I think we might be putting Kunyang behind us. And all those side quests we did about the rebel army, and I don't know that we're ever seeing anything more on those. I think that was optional background color on the history that we never get to hear about beyond what we already have heard. Could be wrong, but...
不晓得阿父猎到兔子了没？
Oh god, that's right, it was an adorable little girl. Oh, fuck. Cries. Yeah, well, I don't think we're about to make her day any better.
你阿父已经走了。
But here's some stuff that you can take. Don't worry, I'll be your new dad.
和你阿母好好过日子，你阿父会看顾你们的。
It's sad.
上个月就已经。
Well, fuck, game. Quest completed. Little girl told that she is alone forever. Jesus, game. Adorable little girl with those, I don't know what you call them, they're traditional Chinese hairstyle for women, those the buns on the sides. I think I first saw them from Chun-Li, but they're like adorable little girl who asked you to help her find her daddy. Her soul has been crushed, and now you learn that her mother is also dead. Reward, level 30. Jesus. Come back. So this game just wants us to make sure we know that life was fucking terrible. Jing is devastated by the bad news, and what a shame about her mother. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. This complicates everything. So this game's like, hey, you want some extra experience? Okay, in trade, however, we're going to make you feel intensely sad. You're going to murder a dog. You're going to find out about a plot where poor villagers are turning against each other and sending each other off into traps to be killed by bandits. Oh, and this little girl whose daddy was off hunting rabbits, she's hoping that he'll come back soon. Yeah, you get to confirm for her that her dad has been murdered by Wang Mang's troops. Your reward, however, is that we leveled up. So we did level up off of that. Folded steel, premium quality material, used in workshop upgrades for the most powerful weapons. I'd like to think that the little girl said, "This folded steel is the last thing I have to remember my dad by." And we were like, yoink! You know, little girl, it's only going to make you sad when you look at that folded steel. Why don't you give it to us so we can craft better items? Also, let's just confirm this right now. She's still here, but we can no longer interact with her. She's just going to cry forever. It's like being at an indie wrestling show, but instead of the fans chanting, "Bye forever!" there's a little girl in the ring weeping for her dead father, surrounded by indie wrestling fans, a bunch of fat beardos all chanting, "Cry forever!" Oh god, what the hell's wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm not the only one who's messed up, because somebody programmed the game with all this in it. sometimes I think they just video games, guys. It's like, you know, press square button to show your respect. It's rare and it's difficult, and you have to set things up very carefully. Some of the most emotional storytelling I've ever personally come across has been in video games. I'm not going to deny that, but it's actually far more common for a video game to way overstep. And this is a game that is all about let's handle serious emotion like a drunken blindfolded man rummaging around in a china shop. I don't know that you've earned this, Xuan Yuan Sword 7. Like, if that little girl had been a part of our party from almost the beginning, if we had many hours with her, if there were scenes of her and Taishi Zhao, or Jiang, whichever one is the girl, like, bonding, and then we found out that her dad was killed by those soldiers, and it was a major plot point, maybe you could handle this subject material. But as it is, it's just like, no, if you're gonna raise the specter of a little girl whose parents were both ground down by Wang Mang's oppression, you want to tell a serious emotional story about that, this ain't the genre. This ain't the format. Whatever. I don't know. I'm off. We fucking leveled up by crushing a little girl's dreams. When we come back next time, folks, we've got more side quests to do. We've killed people's pets. We've crushed people's dreams. I mean, what could be next? We'll